What's up, everybody? It's your host, Justin Porter here, and welcome to the rePORTER Show. As always, I want to welcome my co-hosts, Devin Acosta and Josh Tucker. The first week was really a good little, we got a lot of good feedback from the first show. I was really happy that some people tuned in and really checked everything out. What kind of feedback y'all was getting from the students?
A lot of good
It was good. I'd be in the cab just walking through, and then you just get, hey, fam, like that podcast show, that little talk show was good. Fam,
students just like to see somebody talking about them, caring about them, playing. So I think it's a good thing that they're tuned into us and we're tuned into them as well. So it's good for the whole school, in my opinion.
Okay, sure. I like it. So you already know what it is, man. This is where we talk all things whaling sports and give you guys a weekly wrap-up of everything going on. This week, I ain't gonna lie to you, it was a little rough for whaling sports, but it's gonna be all right. We're gonna bounce back. What I do want to do is we're gonna give a nice little round of applause, you feel me, for volleyball, because they did that thing, you know what I'm saying? Shout out volleyball. Shout out volleyball. I'm really proud of y'all. They're on a 4-game win streak right now. So y'all already know the first subject, of course, is going to be volleyball. So let's get straight into it, man. So over the course of the past 2 weeks, they have won 4 straight games. But this past week, they also, of course, they kept the wins going. They won both of those games. The first game against OPSU was 3-1, I believe. And then Southwestern Christian was also 3-1 as well. The previous week, they hit 3-9, 3-9, a little sweep. So they coming around. I remember last week I said it take time to mesh. I guess they said it don't take that much time. So they got straight into it. But we gonna cover some of these stats because I started looking into y'all stats and I see why y'all coming around because y'all all starting to go crazy on the stat book. First, we're gonna start with Fade Agumbade. In the match, I believe against OPSU, she had 17 kills and 7 blocks. She was the game leader in kills and blocks. So she always doing it all. I'm not gonna lie, the PA announcer, every single time I go to a game, all I hear is Fade. Every time they be like, Fade. Okay, cool. She certified. Okay, cool. Next, we got also Selma had 13 kills in that match as well against OPSU. And I wanted to get into the conference stats as well. What I figured out was Fade is top 5 in kills per set. And she's the top spot for points per set at 4.25. And she's also at the top spot in blocks per set as well. The same thing for, I believe, Selma. She's in the top spot for kills, and she's in the top 3 for digs per set, with Brenna right behind her, I believe, at the 3 spot. Now, speaking of Brenna, she had 36 digs, you feel me, in one match. 36 digs is crazy. The school record, I believe, is 41, so she was only a couple off, you know what I'm saying? So because of that, you are our first certified nominee of the year, you know what I'm saying? So props to you on that, Brenna Daniels. You get that first certification of the year, man. And speaking of that, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down to y'all what it is that we're trying to do here. So the certified nominees are athletes of the week. Really, that's all it is. We just putting a little spin on it. It don't matter female or male, it's just one athlete of the week. Top dog is the top dog. This week, we had 3 nominees, and they was all from volleyball. So props to y'all again. The other nominee is, of course, Fade. And the other nominee is Valentina Bazzato. She was the setter of the week. She went crazy in both matches. Against OPSU, I didn't know that a triple-double was a stat in volleyball. I'm not gonna lie to you. She had a triple-double, you feel me? She had 10 kills, 24 assists, and 17 digs. So props to you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And against Southwestern Christian, she has 27 assists. So I wasn't able, were you able to check out that game on Friday?
At the Hutch?
At the Hutch?
Yeah.
You able to check it out? Go ahead and give us a breakdown of what those sets look like. Did they win the first and second set, or did they drop the first one and go from there?
If I remember correctly, it was they won the first and second, lost the third, and won the fourth.
Okay.
If I'm correct, I could be wrong.
That sounds like what they did against OPSU.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing against OPSU.
Same thing. Okay.
Well, they was killing it, man.
Yeah.
Like the energy in the crowd, and especially within the team, like they just look happy, having fun out there playing. They know they're playing well. They're playing together as a team. Yeah. And I think they're just enjoying the game that they love, and it shows on the court.
Okay, my boy. I like to hear that. So props to all the volleyball people. I hope that I didn't miss out on any nominees. I believe I got them all, Brenna, Valentina, and Fade. So shout out to all of y'all for getting nominated this week for Athlete of the Week, because we're going to see who's certified. The students are going to vote on that. Now we're going to get into this next subject. We're going to get into football, man. Oh, goodness, man. Y'all hurting my feelings, I'm not going to lie. Because I hyped y'all up the first week. And I'm going to still hype y'all up because y'all my boys, this Wayland, we always going to support y'all. But checking the stats from this past weekend is crazy. How many rushing yards y'all think they got?
I was there, and if I'm being real, it didn't look pretty.
Yeah.
It didn't look pretty at all, and that number is probably pretty.
Football, disclaimer, man, it's not personal, man.
Yeah.
We gonna tell the truth,
Yeah.
and we expect y'all to win every game because y'all should expect to win every game.
Exactly.
So it ain't nothing personal, man. But we
capable of it.
gotta
Like,
clean some things
I
up.
completely,
Gotta clean some things up.
completely agree.
But the rushing, they had a total. Please don't take no disrespect. It's just the truth. They had a total of -1 rushing yards for an entire game.
It's rough, man.
It's not something that produces a win. That's never gonna produce a win. They rushed for 41 yards and lost 42 yards. So that's the total of -1 yards. Now this is my thing. If you cannot run the ball, what I also noticed was that the play call was 50-50. About. They had 26 play calls for rushing, and they had 33 play calls for passing. That's about 50-50. A little more, a little less, right? But my thing is, if you cannot run the ball, don't run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Just keep throwing it, keep passing it. For example, the NFL is heavy pass. The consistency of the pass is probably about 70-30. 70% of their plays are passing plays and 30% of their plays are rushing plays. My thing is, if you know that something in your game isn't working, you have to go to your strengths. You work with what you got. And if you know your rushing game ain't there, you got to start passing the ball.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
But man, sometimes you get the rushing game going, it'll open up play action, the passing game. The linebacker's not gonna come down as hard. So
I feel like
I agree.
whenever
but
you run the ball.
Props to the coach for still trying to run. Maybe at some point he should have realized, you know what I'm saying, it's not working. But you know, one big run, that'll open up the pass game though. So I see what they're trying to do. It's got to get yards. That's bottom line. Is they actually got to get rushing yards. Can't be negative for a whole game, especially.
And I do agree with that. And I feel like whenever you control the ground game, you control the tempo of the entire game. You control the energy. You assert your dominance on the field, and like when you running that ball like that, that defense knows they can't stop you. So I do see why they're still trying to establish that run game. But I do believe at some point, you gotta change it's broke, fix it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think the biggest thing, which I understand establishing the running game is an important thing, but what I want to pull out is I related this to a team in the NFL that they did really good last year, and I'm going to break it down for y'all. The Minnesota Vikings last year, they were dead last in all of their rushing stats, everything. But they was top 5 in every passing stat. And they went 13-4. They couldn't run the ball for anything. So it's fine if you can't run the ball. If you can't run the ball, it's cool. Just throw that thing. You know what I'm saying? You can still get your running back in there, you know what I'm saying? He swing out for a little wheel route. They can do whatever they want to do. They can just pass the ball. Now I understand the importance of establishing a run game, but at the end of the day, if it ain't working, it ain't working. Like you said, if it's broke, you gotta fix it. You know what I'm saying?
But honestly, I mean, I feel like it also has to do with personnel, Yeah. So some games you may need a faster running back to beat them to the outside. Sometimes you need a bigger running back to establish that ground and pound game, like right up the gap. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like, we got we got pretty good depth at the running back position. We got Ford, we got Damon Ford, Ty, Russell, and we also got guys like Matt and Red or Kim Madre. I feel like they could do some real damage if you were to give them the opportunity to. Yeah. Like, some of them just haven't had that opportunity to go shine and go do what they can do. And I feel like against certain teams, some might be able to shine more than others. It's nothing against other guys, but at that moment, if a different guy's right for the job, I feel like put him in and let him get some shot, let him do some work.
Matchups, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like you
for
said,
sure.
some games you might need a brute who might get 2-3 yards of carry. Some games you might need somebody slimmer, more of a speed back who might not get 2-3 yards of carry, but he might break off for 20, 30 on one carry. So
changes the whole momentum of the
yeah,
game.
so it really just depends on personnel matchups for each team. So I see what you're saying there.
For sure. I do think another thing that really hurt us that game, especially being there and watching, was a lot of mental errors. Missed blocks by the line, some miscommunication, some ego, some lack of control of your emotions and stuff like that. And I feel like that was another big thing. So to football, what I'm going to say to y'all is it's all mental, fam. I completely believe that y'all can 100% go out there and do it. I completely believe that y'all are more than capable of beating Sol Ross and almost any other team on y'all's schedule. I believe y'all have the physical ability and the team chemistry and really the team to go out there and do that. But I believe it's all mental for y'all. So once y'all get that straight, y'all gonna be good. We gonna get these wheels rolling. We're gonna be straight.
Facts. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch the game. I just now looked at the stats. But one thing that sticks out is it seems like you were saying, you actually were there and saw it with your own eyes. A lot of that mental stuff, that's just us beating ourselves. So the good news is maybe they didn't lose as much so to Sol Ross as they did to themselves. And our coach before every game, he says, let's don't let Waylon beat Waylon. I think that's good advice for really any program is, if Waylon doesn't beat Waylon, we're gonna have a chance to win 100% of our games if we don't beat ourselves. So that's half the battle right there. So football, y'all keep going on, man. Next week, got to forget about it. Got to have some short-term memory and let's win some conference games. That's what really counts. So let's keep going.
Yeah, football will continue to be on their road trip for, I believe, 3 more weeks. Am I correct? So y'all gotta come back from the road, on a little hot. Y'all got 3 more games, I believe, on the road, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can get it going, get it rolling. It's still early in the season. I mean, 2 losses ain't nothing. Y'all keep going. We're gonna go ahead and get into the next subject, man. We're gonna go into men's soccer. Men's soccer had a scrimmage this week. It wasn't a actual game that went against their record, but still got to cover it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cover everything. They played Western Texas, and they tied that game as well, 1-1. Jamal scored the first goal in the second half, and then Western Texas found a goal in the last 4 minutes of the match to tie that game, and from there they didn't score anymore. I've noticed a lot with men's soccer that they get it going first always. They always score the first goal. And then from that point on, it sort of like dwindles down. Like I don't know if it's the feeling that, okay, we ahead, we can chill now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of teams get that feeling, you know what I'm saying, to where I know a lot of the times, and this can be for any sport, basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is, when you get ahead early in the game or even late in the game, you think to yourself, all right, cool, I can chill now. We got the lead. I feel like that's sort of like the feeling that they have because the men's soccer team is really dominant offensively. Not saying y'all not dominant defensively, but y'all get things going offensively very early. It's always early. Y'all always attacking. Y'all always on the other side of the field. Got something going on. Y'all score, boom, y'all chilling. Then they score. Now we pushing a little bit harder when we could have been pushing, hard the entire time. But I really feel like men's soccer, if they keep going at the rate that they're going, they should have a lot more wins than they got losses. They tie a lot, and I think they can have a lot of those ties be wins. Because they are always scoring first. It just comes down to they got to keep their foot on the pedal. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Well, that's one thing I hate to see is, I mean, at least we're not losing, but I don't like to see a lot of ties on the record, man. I don't like that little middle number on the little wins and losses, man. I don't like that, but it's better than a loss. But, man, I need to see more wins than ties for sure.
Especially when it's a game that you very well could have won. Yeah. I might be wrong on this, but didn't we play scrimmage Western Texas earlier already?
I believe so.
And we won?
I believe
Correct?
so.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
So you can beat them.
Exactly. You're more than capable of beating them. You have the ability to. And I think once y'all got, like I said, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. But just from what it looks like on the stats, y'all had the lead. Y'all know y'all beaten them before. Got in y'all's head and thought they could chill. Can't have that, especially if you want to be a winning program. Every single game, you got to go out there and act like score 0-0 the entire game. Go out there and play your heart out.
And good news is it's a scrimmage, so scrimmages are meant for you to learn about your team, learn about yourself as a player. So good news is it's not going to hurt their conference record, not going to hurt their chances of advancing anywhere or anything like that. So it's a good experience that they got to just go out there and compete and learn, but you still want to win. You still want to win everything. So
I feel like, to a lot of players, they're not happy with the tie.
Yeah.
To them, in their minds, a tie is a loss.
True.
Yeah.
But the way I see it, man, we don't take losses, we take lessons. We gonna learn from them, get straight back to it, get the wheels rolling.
Facts.
That's true.
And so with that, we're going to go straight into women's soccer. Now, the women's soccer played Lubbock Christian this past weekend, and they lost 2-0. Now, that's not a bad score. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you lose a game. What is bad is how often I sort of see this same thing play out. LCU had 20 shots, with 5 of them being on goal, and we had 4 shots, with 3 of them being on goal. So I understand shots on goal are different than shots in general. I understand that. But you're telling me that they got off 20 shots and we only got off 4. To me, that sounds like, just like I said last week, not being aggressive.
You said the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? If their team is on our side of the field majority of the game, we're not working in the right direction. But I believe, just as everybody else is always a learning process, especially at the beginning of a season. I understand, some teams, they come out hot. It is what it is. Some teams come out hot, some teams come out, they got to sort of build to that point where they start working smoothly together. I think that women's soccer, men's soccer, everybody across the board is working and getting better as the weeks go. But for this particular subject, I really just believe that as a team, we should never be that lopsided in shots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That tells the story of the whole game.
Yeah.
You got to match the aggression. If you want to win games and a team's, applying pressure, you can't get hit in the face. You got to take that hit, get back up, and hit them back.
Facts. I mean, there lies the problem. You see, they shot it 20 times. We shot it 4. Well, I'm no math genius. Whoever shoots more times, 9 times out of 10, you probably gonna make more. Yeah. So I mean, you don't got to know anything about soccer to understand that. Yeah. So I mean, I guess to them, I would say let's be more aggressive. Let's match their shots attempted, and then play those numbers and see what happens.
Exactly. And match the energy. And I mean, if you don't want to match the energy, bring the energy, bring the intensity, assert your dominance, go out there and know you're gonna win some games.
And maybe even make a few tackles like bruh from the from the men's team did, man. Go out there and set the tone and put somebody on the ground. That's what I want to see too.
Oh man, that's funny. But we gonna go ahead and get straight into what we got upcoming this week, man. We got a lot of home games this week, so a lot of games for y'all to go out there and support y'all Wayland teams, man. Today we got men's soccer versus Randall at 5 p.m. We also have women's soccer right behind that game against McMurray at 7 p.m. And then volleyball is at USAO. Well, not at USAO, but here at home versus USAO at 7 on Thursday. And they also have a home game against MacU at 1 on Saturday. And football will be away this weekend, I believe, at Louisiana Christian. So we got a lot of home games this week, man. Just as I said last week, y'all got to go out there and support. I'm going to always remind y'all of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11, which says, therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, man. As we always say, we're a family here. You got to support one another. Got a lot of home games. Be sure that y'all come out there. Check out the games, man. We got some good stuff going on. Basketball just started up as well. I believe they just started their first practices this week. Yep. So how y'all looking, man?
Hey, first day was a win, so we just trying to win every single day.
Okay.
We've been working hard all off season, so we really just couldn't wait to get on the court with the coaches and get going. But to the students, man, y'all tap in with us. We're gonna be special this year. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna be tough. That's 2 guarantees. So y'all come watch us, man. It's gonna be fun to watch, but that'll be down the road. Until then, y'all come volleyball, soccer, football. Y'all keep supporting them too. So.
Yep, I believe that basketball will start up next month at the end of October. So that'll be a nice little matchup to be looking forward to. And as always, I want to give a shout out to the people that helped me, my producers, my producer, actually, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Ray Rush, my boy, really be going crazy behind the scenes, doing everything for the show, and I really appreciate him. I appreciate the students that we have here as well, helping us out. So as always, we'll see you guys next week, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the show, man. All right, that should be it, man.